Good morning and welcome to Issuu Academy number 2. Today we will be covering topics such as sharing, QR codes, article stories, visual stories. Basically, these are a bit advanced features, I would say. So that's why we came up with the title of this workshop, Use Issuu Like a Pro. So welcome again. I can see more people joining. That's amazing. Also, I looked at some names and I can see that some of you also joined yesterday, which is awesome. Yesterday, we covered the topics of how to get started with Issuu. So we talked a lot about how to create your content outside of Issuu, then how to upload everything. You can, for example, use Canva integration. That's something new we just released a couple of weeks ago. And then we talked about the basic sharing options, the full screen video link, also how to add links and videos inside of your publication. And we also covered embedding. Today, we will be talking about these more advanced features that we have on Issuu, such as article stories, visual stories, GIF. We also have Mailchimp integration. So in case you're using Mailchimp in order to send your newsletters, you can easily connect Issuu and Mailchimp and then be sending the GIFs directly inside of your Mailchimp content library. And I will also show you QR codes, which is something new that we have on Issuu. And at the very end of the demo, I will also talk a bit more about statistics. I will show you how to get to statistics. This is a premium feature. So in case you are not on premium, you can use this as a sort of sneak peek into what statistics offer. And yeah, that's what we will be covering today. Again, so some housekeeping items. You will all be muted from the workshop. In case you have any questions, please click on the Q&A icon and then ask the question. If it's being asked during the demo, I will try to cover it during the workshop. Also, I have a couple of minutes dedicated to Q&A at the very end. So please ask whenever something might not be clear. Again, the agenda for today, we will be talking about all the sharing options that you have on Issuu. So we are at the stage where you uploaded your publication on Issuu. It is live. In case you uploaded it publicly, then you probably want to share it. We will be talking about how to share it in full screen. This is something we covered yesterday, but still I think it's a core feature of how to share. We will also talk and repeat how to embed your publication on website. And I will show you all these advanced formats that we offer on Issuu. GIF feature, article stories, visual stories, and the QR code. Every time we talk about a paid feature, there will be this green star. We'll also be covering statistics, which is, as I said before, is a premium feature. And we offer 30% off for everyone who would like to upgrade to premium annual. So you can get 30% off on your first year. I will be revealing the code at the very end. For all of you who are attending the workshop, then you can also use the link that we sent in a follow-up email. So let's get started. Let's get started with sharing. So with Issuu, our motto is create once, share everywhere. So you basically create the PDF once, you upload it on Issuu. With that, you get the publication, the flip book, right? That you can also recreate into the full screen reader link. If you share that link with everyone, if they click on that link, they will get the full screen version. You can also embed the flipbook, and you can also recreate it into a QR code. You can generate a QR code on Issuu. If you are on paid plans, this will generate the full screen reader link. So if you use the QR code, for example, on your paper brochures, if you are at some art fair, for example, at a congress, you can also use it for your business card. It's just very much up to you. Whoever scans the QR code, they will be sent to the publication in full screen. In case you are on our paid plans, in case you are on the free basic, they will be sent to the publication link on Issuu. But what are the advanced options, right? You can recreate your publication into a GIF, which is here in the middle. It is this short looping video in square format. This is something that you can create on all plans. It basically works as a teaser. What you can also do is you can recreate your publication into smaller pieces. These are called article stories, and these are also vertically formatted, so it is easier for people when they use their mobile phones to read. And you can also recreate your content into visual stories. This is the one here on the right side. And again, it is basically a video teaser. All of these formats can be created on Issuu, on all plans. And if you start using these, you can just easily add this to your multi-channel marketing plans. So let's get started with all of these features. Let me tell you a bit more about the GIF. So again, it is a short looping video that is available on all plans. You can decide on the background color. That's something that you can select, and then you can select anything between 2 to 5 spreads of your publication. You can download it as a GIF or as MP4. So depending on the channel where you want to use it, you can either download it as GIF or MP4, and you can use it for example, Instagram. So just imagine this this one in the feed on Instagram, it would be MP4, right? You can also add it to your website, for example, depending on what is supported on your website. I saw a GIF on a website several times. And then what I would say the GIF is mostly used for is if you are sending out a newsletter, you can add it to your newsletter and you can basically use this as a teaser to your publication. If you have Mailchimp, you can easily connect Issuu and Mailchimp and then send the GIF directly to your Mailchimp Content Studio and use it for your next newsletter. I will show you a couple of examples of how this one can be used. And if we go further, article stories. Let's say that you have a publication of 50, 60 pages. There are, for example, some different topics that are being covered inside of the particular publication. You can have interviews, for example, in there. Yesterday, we uploaded an annual report. So let's say that there are different reports from different departments of your company or of your organization. Then you can recreate these into its individual pieces and share these individually. It will be used shared as a link. So when you create an article story, you basically create a link for that, and where you can use it. You can use it across social media. You can also add the link inside of your newsletter. And what I've also seen recently is that someone started using the article stories on their website. So I will show you that particular example later during the workshop. Where else these article stories are visible, in case you go to your Issuu profile or any reader goes to your Issuu profile, they check the box, show stories inside, all the article stories will be listed in there. Also, if they open the publication on Issuu, if they open it with the publication link, these article stories are listed below the reader. So it kind of gives the reader a feeling of a table of content because they can see the title of the article story and they can also see the description. That's something that you set yourself in the article stories editor that I will show you in a minute. So these are article stories, perfect for your marketing team in case you need to post something every 3 days within a month. You do not need to go ahead and create 10 pieces of blog posts, for example, but you can easily create these smaller individual article stories from the publication that you already have, right? And then you can share these across your social media, for example. And then we also have visual stories. These are motion graphic videos that, again, you can create on Issuu in the visual stories editor. Again, these are available on all Issuu plans. And once you create one, you can either share it as a link or you can also download it as MP4. And then the channels where you can use these are Instagram stories, Facebook stories. You can also use these for Pinterest or for TikTok. So depending on what channels you're using, you can either download it as MP4 or share it as a link. Here are where all the options are located. So if you go and if you want to share your publication as a link, you want to share your publication as a link, you go either on the right side, there is this purple share button. If you click on that, you get the publication link. This one goes to Issuu. In case you are on the paid plans, I always recommend using the full screen reader link. These options are also available in the left-hand menu under Share. You can see shareable links. You can also from here go to the full screen sharing link editor and edit the background color and so on. Or you can also embed to your website and create the embed code from there. So this is what we covered yesterday. Again, I also want to highlight the difference because we get this question pretty often. How can I remove the banner ads that are around my publication on Issuu or in full screen? So if you're on the free basic or on starter plan, there are ads around. If you want to remove these, if you want to avoid any ads popping up around your publication on Issuu or in full screen, you would need to go on the premium or optimum plan where there are no banner ads around the reader. And also here's the difference between the publication link on Issuu. If you are on paid plans, always remember to use the full screen reader link that just opened in full screen. Everyone can be flipping through the pages with no ads, if you're on the premium plan, with no ads and with no distractions, such as popular now in your area and so on. What you can also do is you can embed the publication on your website, right? This is also something that we covered yesterday. If you want to keep traffic on your own website, in this example, Alice Brigham website, if you want to keep the readers flipping through the pages on your own website, go ahead and embed the publication on your website. And then we will, during the demo, I will show you all the other options of how to share as a GIF, as an article story, or as visual stories. Let me briefly talk a bit about statistics. Again, this is a premium feature. It can be useful for you because you can basically have a look how your publication, how your article stories, how your visual stories are performing. And based on that, you can maybe change the plan for your upcoming publication. So we have 4 plans on Issuu: free basic, starter, premium, and optimum. On free basic and starter, we also only have limited access to statistics for the past 30 days. If you want to go beyond, and if you want to see the statistics for all your publications with all the pages and links, if you want to download the statistics, see what reading devices your users, your readers are using, and also in order to see where your readers are located, you would need to go and jump on premium or optimum plan. Yeah, also here is like the heat map of the readers around the world who read your publications. We also list the top 10 countries of your readers, and we count impressions and we count reads. The difference between these is that impression is basically counted every time when your content is being served, and this can be, for example, in search results, or if it is suggested like similar content to the publication someone is currently reading, then it would be counted as an impression. We count a read the moment when someone opens the publication and stays for more than 2 seconds, or if they, for example, start flipping through the pages. So if there is some engagement, or if they stay for more than 2 seconds, we count it as a read. That's why the amount of impressions is always higher compared to the amount of reads. Then what we count is average read time in the format of hours, minutes, and seconds. And we also track unique links. So we can tell you how many times a particular link has been clicked. In case that's, for example, an advertisement with a link, it can also be useful for you to see the amount of impressions. So then you can tell your advertisers, your clients that are using your publication for advertisement, you can tell them how many times someone saw the ad and how many times they clicked on the ad. You can also download the statistics either on the account level or on the publication level. These will be downloaded as CSV files. And now let me jump to live demo everything. Let me show you all the examples that I promised to show you. We will be basically first covering everything around sharing. So how to share your publication as a link, the flipbook, right? How to embed it. Even though we covered that yesterday, I just want to summarize everything around sharing today as well. And then we will be talking about all these additional assets that you can use: GIFs, article stories, visual stories, and also the QR code that can also send to the flipbook. In the second part of the demo, I will show you statistics. And again, please ask if there's anything unclear, any additional information you would like to know, ask, and I will try to answer. So let me maybe first start with the full screen reader link. In this today, I will be showing Dream Escape magazine and how they use all the assets. So this is the publication, the PDF they uploaded, right? And then they recreated it into the full screen reader link with all the links working in here. So this is, again, the publication in full screen. You can see it is much better user experience compared to the publication just on Issuu, because there will also be some similar to and popular now in your area, read more publications. So always remember, use the full screen reader link and share this one, either in your newsletter or, for example, if you're having it as a link on your website or in social media, if you are sharing your publication over social media. So this is the full screen reader link. You can also embed the publication on your website. So you can see this is not Issuu, this is dreamescapemagazine.com, and how they are embedding the publication in there. So again, people can be flipping through the pages of the publication and read it in there. No need to go to Issuu. They can also open the embed in full screen and read it like this. So this is the publication embedded. I would say these are the core features. First, to share it as a link. Always remember, use the full screen or to embed the publication. We also talked about the GIF feature. So in this case, the publisher is using the GIF in their newsletter. And it would be up to you where you want to send the people if they click on the GIF. If I remember correctly, this publisher is sending the readers to the full screen. So that's also something that you can replicate. And if we scroll down a bit, they created some highlights for this particular newsletter, and I will actually go back and I will show you how the article stories look like. So I mentioned before that all the article stories, that all the smaller individual pieces of the publication are listed below the reader. Let me just show you how these look like. You can see that these are mobile optimized. It's so much easier to read this kind of content on a mobile screen. So these are the article stories that you can create on Issuu, basically recreate these from your publication. It always shows where the article story is coming from. If I scroll at the very bottom, it always shows this story is coming from this particular publication. You can go to more stories from the same publisher. And if we go at the very bottom, we also show how much time the reader spent reading the article story, and also it is up here where the publication is coming from. Imagine myself as a reader, when I'm reading this particular content, I can also go ahead and I can share it across my own Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest or email. So this can also be useful for everyone reading your publication. They can also forward it themselves, so then you can get more reads. So these are article stories that can be created in the article stories editor. These article stories are listed below the reader. How to share these? You just need to use this link. So with the publication, it is also a link that you can share with article stories. These smaller individual pieces enhanced for mobile screens are also to be used as a link. But what I wanted to show you in the newsletter, where the same publisher is using the GIF, they are also using these article stories. So this is something that they built themselves in Mailchimp, or there is also Constant Contact, Aweber, Sendinblue, all these other tools that you can use. But how they edit the article stories in there is, again, as a link. So you can see when I just hover over, you can see that it is being linked to the article stories. So let me select, for example, this particular one. If I go there, it opens the article story. So again, you want to send out a newsletter. You do not know what to put in there. You don't have any blog post, for example. You don't have any nice graphics. What you can do is you can create some basic. You can use some basic templates on Mailchimp, and in there you can add the issue GIF, for example, and then you can add you can link all these highlights to the article stories that you created on Issuu. Another great example, let me just find it. I mentioned also before that article stories can be also added to your own website. This is, again, something that you would need to build yourself, but how this can be beneficial is that one would assume if I click on this particular website on any of these, that I would be sent to a blog post, right? That's not the case. This particular publisher is also using the article stories to send people to from all these highlighted stories in here. So if I click anywhere in here, I will be again sent to the article stories. So if you need to also save time, if you do not want to create all the blog posts or any kind of articles on your own site, you can always use the article stories that you have created on Issuu. So that was GIF, that was article stories. I also want to show you a visual story. So if you remember that one article story that I showed you before, this is basically being pulled from. And this is what you can also create from. It's this still the one PDF that you uploaded on Issuu that you can recreate into article stories, GIFs, or visual stories, like in this particular example. So this is a visual story, and if we go to, let me use my own test account now, I will show you where to access all of these features. So if you go to your publications list, and let me use the publication that I created a week ago. If you go to your publication workspace, and if you go here in the left-hand menu, you have all this embedding and full screen sharing that we covered yesterday. You can customize everything in here. Then you just need to take this link and then share this in order for it to open in full screen. You can customize everything in here. You can also promote 4 of your latest publications, which will show us read 4 more up here. Very similar is the embed editor. So again, you can select the background color. You can also have the pages auto flip. You can have this powered by Issuu removed. You can also promote 4 of your latest publications. We'll say read 4 more up here. And you can have different color if someone opens the embed in full screen. But again, that's up to you. What then you need to do is you need to take this code and give it to your IT guy to put it on your website. So these are the core functionalities of how to share the flipbook, right? What you can also do is you can recreate your publication into a GIF. You can get there either in the left-hand menu, or if you go to the publication, it is here under the share button. If you click on animated GIF with the Mailchimp icon, in there you get to the same place. You can set the background color in here, anything between 2 to 5 spreads of your publication. And if you are happy with the final look that is here, you can go ahead and you can download the publication either as MP4 or as a GIF file, depending on where you want to use it. You can also easily export it to Mailchimp. So yeah, with these 2 clicks, if you just connect your Mailchimp account with Issuu with 2 clicks, you will send the GIF to your Mailchimp Content Studio, and from there you can easily add it to your next newsletter, like in this case. But let me go back and let me show you how to create article stories. Again, go to your publication. If you scroll down a bit, you have all these article stories that you created. If you haven't created any, just click on create new article story. There's a question, how many article stories, visual stories, and GIFs can we create as many as you want? So there's no limitation on that. So if you just select the pages where some nice visuals and some text is located, you will be sent to the article stories editor. Click on include all segments, and in here you can start playing around with everything. You can delete some of the stuff that is in here. You will be able to recreate your content into quotes, subtitles. You can change the title of the publication in here. You can add more text if you want to. You cannot add additional images, only the images that are on the pages of your publications can be added in here. If you go under settings and the title, always remember to add description when it comes to the publication, when it comes to article stories, when it comes to visual stories. This is good for your SEO because we basically send everything to Google for it to get indexed. So always remember, use 1 or 2 paragraphs for the description with some keywords inside of the paragraph. And if you go under preview, you will be able to see how everything looks like. And if you are happy with the look, let me use something else for the title. And if you are happy with the look, you can go ahead and you can publish. So this is what we just created. If you share this, if anyone opened this on their mobile screen, this is what they will see, this mobile-friendly version. And you can use this link and also use it for your newsletter, for your social media, basically anywhere. Let me go back to the same publication. Yeah, you can see the article story is now listed in here. You can use this basically as a library of all the assets that you created. And you can also go ahead and create a visual story from here. So just under repurpose, click on visual stories. And let me use this one. So basically with visual stories, again, we pull all the images, we pull all the text from the pages that you can select. And then you can just by drag and drop, you can add different images in here. You can rewrite the text. Under settings, always remember, add the title, add the description, and under preview, you can see how everything looks like. If you still want to change something, you can. And if you are happy with the final look, you can go and you can click on create story. Once created, you can share this. You can get the link of the visual story, or you can also download it as MP4 and then share it to your Instagram stories or Facebook stories. Let me go to show you a bit about statistics. So to access statistics for the entire account of yours, go in here, and under statistics, you can see the amount of impressions, reads, average read time, clicks as well, the reading devices, if people are coming from embeds or issuu.com, the readers around the world with top 10 countries down here. You can select a different date range, and you can also have a look at a particular publication. So in here, we list the top, the latest 10 publications. If you want to see any older publication, how that is performing, just find it in the list of the publications. So I will use this one. Go under statistics for this particular one. And again, you can select a different date range and see how many times your publication has been served, how many times it has been read, average read time, the amount of clicks. You can also see how article stories and visual stories are performing if you want to see just the publication. Uncheck the boxes in here. You can see how your links are performing, how many clicks these links are getting, how many impressions, how many times the link or the ad has been seen, and also how your pages are performing. Below are reading devices, sources, and the readers around the world. If you want to download the statistics as CSV file, you can do so. Just click on this black download button and you will get the CSV files. There is a question, how often are you updating statistics? So it is once a day at midnight UTC time. So if you just started your campaign, if you started sending out a newsletter, wait for the next day to see how it is performing. Okay, I cannot see any more questions, so let me go back to the presentation. And yeah, again, the motto is create once, share everywhere. I would also add be creative because with Issuu, you can create some multi-channel or omni-channel campaigns. Always think about the channels where your audience might be. Think about the format that we have. Think about the devices that they use. Think about your own platforms. Maybe you have a website and it doesn't have to be only an embed that you can add in there. You can also add these article stories, right? Like with the example that I showed you. If you have an Instagram account, go ahead and share a GIF to your Instagram feed. What you can also share is a visual story, like here on the right side of this slide. If you have Facebook, you can share the link to full screen of the flipbook of your publication. You can also share the GIF. You can also share article stories. So whoever clicks on that particular link of the article story, they will read the mobile friendlier version of your publication. If you have a newsletter, you can add the GIF inside that can send people to full screen. You can add article stories in there. Also, remember, always add links inside of your publication. So that's something that we covered yesterday. So you give it this more dynamic and interactive look. And again, with Issuu, you can basically repurpose your publication into assets that are suited to your marketing team's needs. And yeah, you can also start with the multi-channel marketing because covering multiple platforms and multiple channels opens many more opportunities to connect with your clients, with your customers that you maybe wouldn't have reached if you focused only to one channel and one format, like it was the flipbook only before we got the GIFs and article stories and visual stories. What is also important, I would say, is to stay consistent. So it has the same look and feel, and I believe that all the formats that we have on Issuu enable you to do so, because with all these formats, you can basically pull the spreads from the flipbook and pull the images and pull the text as well. Okay, perfect. I cannot see any more questions. Again, we have this offer for all workshop attendees. So in case you would like to jump on premium annual, here are all the premium features listed: embedding, full screen, no ads. You can enable downloads, and you have also full access to statistics, which is the feature that we showed today. You can wait for the email that we send out, or if you want to upgrade yourself manually, just before you hit pay, 480, find this I have a promo code and type in workshops 30. With that you can get 30% off on your first year. So, and yeah, that would be it. So what we covered today, we covered all the formats that you can use on Issuu, that you can use by recreating your publication into these. We also covered the statistics very briefly, but yeah, the features that I would like you to start using are article stories, visual stories, GIF. In case you have Mailchimp, remember to connect Issuu and Mailchimp just with one click. QR codes. Oh, actually, this is something that I forgot to show you. So again, if you go to your publication, it is here on the right side under Share. If you click on Get QR Code, here it is. If you use this QR code, if you download it as a PNG or SVG, if you download it and print it, add it to your business card, put it on your desk if you're at some art fair, for example. Whoever scans this particular QR code, they will get the full screen of this particular publication. So yeah, QR codes as well. We go back to the presentation. So all these things we covered today. In case you missed the Tuesday workshop, how to get started, that's where we covered mainly the link editor, how to add videos and links inside of your publication. And we also talked about embedding and full screen with the link. You can also join next week. So we have the Issuu Academy getting started every Tuesday, and we have Issuu Academy to use Issuu like a pro every Wednesday. You just need to register for each of these workshops individually. So thanks again for joining. There will be a post-webinar survey that I would like to ask you to fill out. Let me know if this workshop was helpful. If there are any other topics that you would like to see us covering, in case you have any additional question that you forgot to ask during the workshop, you can also type it in there. Thanks for joining. Again, I will stay on for a couple more minutes in case there are any additional questions. I can answer these live for you. And again, thanks for joining. Good luck with publishing. Try out the features and have a great rest of the day. Bye.